Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So I've made a start on the Balsa wood aeroplane. As you can see here, I've got the two cockpit sides made up, and I've got the tail here that's been made up. I've got the tail planes also under construction. I've just run out of pins, so this is all drying, and then I've got to add this section here, and then the struts. I think they're called struts. I think they are, yeah. In between those parts, I got to admit, it's not going too bad at the moment. I'm quite enjoying it. What I like is that the parts are easily removed. Obviously, those that are formed, you know, you don't have to use clippers and then do a lot of sanding and things like that. They're just you just put a knife through the attachment points and they're ready to be used. The plans seem to be okay as well. What I've done is I've photocopied them, so I don't actually destroyed the actual plans from the box. Again, no real issues on this area, but I want to show you my progress on the fuselage, so I shall get that next. So here's the fuselage, guys. Basically the main sections have been put together. I've now got to add a lot of struts or whatever throughout the length of it. I have started putting one on, which is this one back here. I have to confess, I slightly bemused myself because it calls out for certain widths of balsa, but I didn't realise that you just get one sheet of balsa, and the strips are basically cut for you. You just have to cut either end, and then they come off the sheet. And to my eye, I couldn't see any difference in the width of the balsa wood, so I may have inadvertently used some balsa in locations that I should have used another type. We shall see. This one's okay, because I read the instructions and it said that it was square, and this is, I think, the only there's quite a few square sections they give you. One or two mistakes made already, but first I want to chat about this part here. Now, what they want you to do is to slot this into excuse me, these two parts. I've got to be honest, this thing was really thick, and it wouldn't slot in. I had to sand it down. Now, I don't know whether that's supposed to be a thing with balsa wood, that I thought the parts were formed ready for you to fit in the stuff, but obviously not in this instance. Unfortunately, I've done that with plastic kits in the past. Thought that the part fitted somewhere, sanded it or changed it so it would fit, and then only to find later that I'd got the wrong bloody part. But this was definitely part J that had got to go in here, and there's another part J that went in the other side, and both of them had to be sanded down in order to reduce the width. So if you can imagine, the fuselage was sat on the plans like this. So this part at the top and this part at the bottom was the main skeleton of the fuselage, and then you added these ribs here along the length. Now obviously that was completely flat, so you do one side, and then once you've done all those, you take it off, and then you can't lay the other side down on the table. You have to just add these these ribs the other side, like freehand almost. But the thing I came across was these three ribs here. That one's loose. These three ribs here, they were basically, when you initially fit them, they're only fitted at that point. Fortunately, the glue that I was given by my hobby shop, it glues within about 8 minutes. 24 hours it's rock solid, but you can manipulate it after about well, give it 10. So what I was able to do was add this section and then add some more glue to the top of these in order to fit it in. Now, me being me, thought, well, why don't you fit these main ribs in here, then fit this middle section in, so that when you fit these parts, you've got them, you can locate them there and there. So when I did the other side, when I did this side, that's exactly what I did. Unfortunately, I didn't leave the glue long enough to dry on these main ribs, so as I was fitting these were like collapsing on me. So yeah, that was a bit of a learning experience. But once this piece was in, I was then able to do what I was thinking of doing, and that was use this part and this part to fit these in. Got a bit of excess balsa on this end, but I don't know whether that's supposed to be the case. I didn't like the fact that this was just floating in the air apart from this attachment. But yeah, it's going all right. As I'm working on it, I'm getting less and less kind of apprehensive about building a balsa wood aircraft. Of course, I haven't got to the skinning of it yet, and I've only done one strut, or one of the ribs, whatever you call them, I can't remember. And I've only done one section of one of those, so I've got a few of those to put on, but it seems to be going okay. I'm quite enjoying it. So that's basically it, guys. As I say, just a quick update on the balsa wood plane build. Thanks ever so much for the encouragement that you guys gave me when I was showing the 3 types of build that I hope to do this year. Really do appreciate it. I hope your week is going well. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.